What does the hit shows Colony, Prison Break, and Walking Dead all have in common? Well, they star none other than Sarah Wayne Callies.
Prison Break was one of the most important things that ever happened in my career. But it was a very mixed experience for me. I was so new to the business. I was learning a ton.
What is your favorite retro game?
My favorite retro game. Well, first of all, I mean, you're wearing the Pac-Man shirt, so there's a part of me that's like brought back to my youth, going to like the bowling alley and playing the Pac-Man game. So I'm a crap gamer, and I'm not a big gamer, but Montezuma's Revenge, which was a game that was on I think it was our Apple Macintosh, the one that was all one unit.
Oh, yeah,
do you know what I mean? Where like you pick
yeah.
up the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it had the floppy drive and the whole thing.
Level 2.
Level 1. Okay.
All right. So now
wait, did I make
2.
it to level 2? I never make it to level 2. I always die in level 1.
You made it, Sarah. You made it level 2.
This is better than I've done in any video game in a long time. Thank you, Haas. This is good for my soul. You're boosting my confidence.
Okay. So level 2. I want to talk about your latest project, your latest thing that you're working on. So it's the Prison Break podcast.
Yeah, we've been doing that. We're recording season 2 right now. This is my little recording studio, which is why my chair backs are on the wall. I apologize for that.
Awesome.
My co-star on Prison Break, Paul Edelstein, who played Kellerman, a couple of years ago, he got this idea to do a rewatch podcast. And what was interesting about it is that Prison Break was one of the most important things that ever happened in my career. But it was a very mixed experience for me. I was so new to the business. I was learning a ton, but I didn't know how to advocate for myself. And so when I look back on it, there's a lot of really wonderful stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that was like, woof, we would do that really differently today. And going back, we rewatch every episode together. And we record our reactions to it. So it's like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. Do you know what I mean? Of us just being like, oh my God, I remember how hot it was that day. And then we do an episode where we bring on a guest from the show. And usually it's, another actor or a director, a DP or something. And in the talking about it, all of the difficult stuff kind of falls into the past. And what's left is like, I'm watching it like a fan. It was 20 years ago. And some of these episodes I've never seen. And so I'm like kind of falling in love with it and sharing the experience that the fans have. And what's left is only gratitude and love and enjoyment for it. And it's been genuinely beautiful and transformative. I did not expect that. But it's been really cool. And our first season, so season 1 was all audio because I was like, podcasts are all audio. Yeah. And then podcasting changed, and now podcasting is video. So our second season, actually, we are now on YouTube, which is kind of fun.
Level 3.
Lifestyle question. So how do you, if there's such a thing, how do you personally balance between work and life, like your family? How do you balance that?
Yeah. Real good boundaries. I don't do meetings after 5. I don't do meetings on the weekend.
Nice.
I'm usually up and working by 7:30 or 8. So I kind of start on the earlier side, but I like to be here when my kids come home from school because they are one day going to be off someplace else. I believe that fallow time is incredibly important creatively. Like there were years, maybe a decade, where I ran. And like my passport was always in my purse and I was always on a plane. And I kind of got to the end of it with not a real good sense of who I was and what I wanted to do. And COVID was really, really good for that. Just a lot of time to sit and go, hang on. Absent your career, absent a set, who are you and what do you want to do? I think a big part of it has to do with dismantling the terror of not working.
Right.
Because I think for a lot of us creatively, you think, oh my God, if I'm not working,
Right.
maybe I'll never work again.
Right.
And starting to develop a little bit of faith in the durability of what you've put out there and in the quality of the work that you're able to do when you're rested and when you're able to take an hour off and like go for a hike and clear your head and listen to the trees or whatever. I find that I can do more in 6 hours if I'm really rested and really focused and really inspired than I can do in 10 if I'm just grinding.
We're on the bonus level now. We're getting towards the end. Bonus level. Okay, you're going to like this question. You're going to like this question. If you were told you only had one meal to pick from to eat, that'd be your last meal, what would it be?
Like if somebody said you're dying today, what's the last thing you want to eat? I want a big, beautiful bowl of like tonkatsu ramen with like extra nori, no egg, like extra green onions.
You're smashing it. I mean, you got through a bonus level. I mean, come on, right? So you're on a boss level now. All right.
Oh, I love it.
What advice would you give anyone that's trying to break into the film industry today? If you had, say, like a couple of tips to give, what would that be?
Okay. Yeah, I would say two things. The first is, and I'm so embarrassed to admit this, but I got to be honest. I saw a meme, wait for it, about failure. And it was something like, and I'm going to get this wrong, I apologize, but it's something like Kobe Bryant is, the most successful player in NBA history. He also missed more shots than any player in NBA history. And it goes down. It's like Tom Brady. We all know who Tom Brady is, also had more incomplete passes than any quarterback in NFL history. And the end of this whole shtick was, if you want to double the rate of your success, double the rate of your failure. And people talk about it all the time. But it landed for me in a new way, which is like fail big, shoot super high. You will end up on your face. I think any decent writer will tell you the first 5 scripts are probably not going to sell. Doesn't mean you're a bad writer. Keep going. Like, the tolerance for failure, I think, is one of the greatest indicators for success in what we do. The other thing that I would say is, if you're starting out, help everyone else who's starting out. Like, if you've got a buddy who's making their first short film, bake cookies and be catering, pull cable, tell him you'll help him edit. Like, none of us succeed alone. And the people that you start off with, that intro level group of people, are the folks that in 20 years you're going to be calling because they're the head of an agency and you want their client to be in your movie, or they're the head of a studio and you're going to be like, hey, how do you feel about a $20 million check? Like, these are relationships. I hate networking because networking is transactional.
Right.
Networking is, I've stayed in touch with you because someday I think I'm going to want something.
Right.
To genuinely, and I know I just talked about like, you're going to call someone for a big check, but you can only pick up that phone if they've been at your house for Thanksgiving because you genuinely enjoy the conversations you have. Yeah. If they're the person who, when you were 3 years into this business, read the script and was like, I know you really want to take this job. I don't think this is good enough. I think you should pass on this and wait. Like, just help each other. Because you'll get better every time. Every time you participate in storytelling, you learn something about it. So it'll benefit you. But again, like, if we're not doing this together, what are we doing?
I love that. And that's That's a great way to end this show, Sarah, is that level of positiveness and inspiration. So thank you so much. And you made it through. Not a single game of you actually finished the game.
This is congratulations. Haas, this is the first game I've ever finished. Thank you. If you could give me some pixelated confetti or...
And I'm afraid that's all we got time for in this episode. But if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, check out the Prison Break YouTube podcast. The links are down below in the description. Until then, stay safe. See you on the next one.